All right. So of course I have the 2-ton engine crane, hoist, whatever. Needed a stand. So I wanted the 1-ton stand because the 235 is like 18 feet long and 6,000 pounds. So I need the strongest, sturdiest stand I could find. The T stands suck. The 4-wheel stands, they're the H pattern, aren't much better. These stands right here, the V out, are the most stable you're gonna find, and it is a 1-ton stand. Now this is an older model. I borrowed this from a buddy of mine. He said he bought it for the 235, couldn't figure out how to mount it up, so he never used it. So here it is. He let me borrow it before I bought it from him. So the plate that goes widthwise, if you turn it vertically, it mounts up perfectly to the block. I don't know about with the bell housing on, but the back of the block itself. Now, as far as putting the motor on the stand from the hoist, the legs V out to the same width as the hoist legs, so you can't get the hoist close enough to the stand to put the motor on it. But that's with the wheels on. You take the wheels off, this sits on the floor, the stand rolls right over it with about 1 inch of clearance over the top of it. So what I did is, that has these bolts here that hold it on, there they are, and they stick out on the bottom so it wouldn't sit flat. So I welded this plate on. Just got finished, it's still cooling. I have some paint that's an exact match for this, so I'll paint it back up. But I welded all around, welded there. I don't know if you can see it. Is it? Can you tell if it's showing up? It's so sunny out here right now. Anyway, welded there. This one had a huge gap, so it took a ton of welding. And I was gonna go over it again, but I said forget it. I was dripping sweat down inside my mask and all that. It's burning hot, so I said it's good enough. Of course, that's not gonna show up right now. There's no way to turn the light on it while it's recording. And right there. Got a little bit of undercut because this is 1/4 and this is 1/8. So I had to crank the wire speed up a little bit, so it was kind of coming out too fast, building up a little bit. But I had to make sure it got to that 1/4 inch, otherwise it would be a waste of time. So, I mean, it worked pretty well. Kind of looks like a braid or something right there, but it's gonna hold. It looks decent, and I'll be able to set it flat on the floor, so I'll be able to use it. I don't need to roll this thing around anyway. I don't see why it needs wheels on it. Once the engine's on it, where does it need to go? It sits there, it gets built, you take it back off. Also, it's gonna make it more stable, because it's not gonna be sitting up on the wheels wanting to tip over. It's gonna be sitting directly on the ground, so it'll be a lot better. And if you notice, this is a little bit wider, and it's gonna be the same up here with the legs, but it's just gonna tip forward and just put the legs right on the ground, so I'm not worried about doing anything about that. But yeah, that's it. There's where the wheels were bolted on. So this thing's just gonna sit on the ground. I'm gonna get some rubber pads, put it right on it, so it doesn't scratch the paint all up, and that's it. So there we go, little Harbor Freight engine stand modification for all you guys thinking about building a 235 or even buying this stand for a 350 or a diesel or whatever. All you have to do is sit it directly on the floor, forget the wheels. They don't lock anyway, so you try and torque the head on or something like that, the stand's gonna roll away from you. But yeah, that's it. Just wanted to show you guys what I did so I can make the hoist and the stand compatible.